Welcome to the Land Your Bet Sports Betting Podcast. Josh Lander coming to you on a minefield of a Wednesday here in the NBA. So many teams on a back-to-back, meaning we don't really have everything that we'd like to have so far, but I am going to run through how we did and then how we're going to do today. I've got 3 picks for you, but I had 7 total yesterday because I got a bunch in on social media. The ones that did hit, Chet Holmgren went under 29.5 PRA. Orlando did win alongside Paolo getting 20 points and Franz getting 20 points. That saved us. Got plus 136 on that with a full unit. Indy came back and beat Houston. Houston just gave it up there at the end and stopped playing defense entirely. And Indiana got exactly what they wanted, and that was a W for them that they pulled out. Not only covered, but won by 6 points, despite the fact that Houston was winning by double digits in the fourth quarter. So we move on from that one. Trae Young got under 28.5 points, only gave that out on social media. Nick Claxton didn't get that one, also gave that out on social media, but he got 22 points and rebounds, got hooked there at the very end, got a board in garbage time, essentially, as they were closing things out versus the Pistons. Shout out the Pistons, 27 games in a row that they've lost, new NBA record. And then Jabari Smith was a newbie, stupid play. And I'm sorry. I really should have looked further into the fact that he's so reliant on threes and he couldn't get any threes off. And once he couldn't get any threes off, he was really worthless around the rim, man, which is really sad to see someone so springy and tall, unable to really impact the game around the rim on both sides of the floor, on either side of the floor, when his 3-point shot isn't falling. But that's going to continue to be his calling card. And if a team is good at limiting you on from the 3-point line, I'm off him. So we lost 0.8 units on the day, but on the season, still up 4.1. The props continue to go up. Still got 0.2 units on the props because we took that same game parlay. So we're at plus 11.8. The sides and totals continue to slide. So I've got 3 props here for you. I'll get into it. Had to get this stuff late to you, but these 3 I can rely on with who I know to be playing. And that's why we've got 3 here. Stay on social media. Subscribe to the page if you would. Like this video because I am going to be dropping comments at the top of the video as well, pinning the picks that I update. So that'll be there. It'll be on YouTube Shorts. It'll be on YouTube Community. It'll also be on Instagram, Twitter. So follow along at Land Your Bets is everywhere. That's what I am everywhere. All right, first bet, Jordan Poole under. This will probably be that YouTube short video and the one that I put on TikTok and Instagram as the under of the day. We're now 10-1. We lost the Sabonis one yesterday because DeAndre Ayton came in late. I forgot to put that on there as a loss. I apologize. Domantas Sabonis is on there, but I counted his loss in the props. That's why I went 3-4. I just didn't put his actual number there on the prior screen, so that's my bad. He's not on there, but I did put him, consider him here in how we did 3-4 on the day, in total 3-3 on the props. So moving on to this Jordan Poole under 22.5 points. It's too high. He just had a great game, 30 points in that loss to Orlando, who doesn't have any point guard defense or shooting guard defense right now. Where Orlando is most vulnerable is against guards. You're not going to score nearly down low. You're going to have to score outside, and that's where Jay Poole did his damage. Still not getting to the free throw line too much. So he was at 18.5 points in that prop yesterday. I think it ballooned to about 19.5, might have closed close to 20 because of the fact that so many people were on his over yesterday. But this is not yesterday. This is a game against Toronto where what they do best is run you off of the 3-point line and pressure you, high ball pressure up top, all outside the 3-point line. That's Toronto's defense. They're trying to create turnovers so that they can get into the fast break and into transition, which they do that to the tune of the second most per game because they have no half-court offense. It's terrible. So they can't afford to wait around and let you shoot. First of all, if you shoot threes and make them against Toronto, they're screwed because they can't make threes. So they know that this game has to be a pace and pace kind of game with high ball pressure, turnovers, attacking the rim. That's what Toronto wants to do. So because Jordan Poole relies on the 3-pointer too much, 7 3-point attempts per game for a dude averaging under 19 points, it's too much. He's only getting to the free throw line actually 2.5 times per game in his last 10. And on the season, just 3.5 times per game that he's getting to the free throw line. I hate taking guys to get points. It's why I don't take Klay Thompson overs anymore. Like, yeah, sure, shoot 9 threes a game. And if you the random games where you go off, in Klay's case, it used to work because he's maybe the second best 3-point shooter of all time, but it doesn't work anymore when he can't really get his own shot off. And Jay Poole is not Klay Thompson. And more importantly, he's not even getting to the free throw line and those threes. Like, he might hit 2. That's fine. That's 6 points right there. He needs 23. And you're telling me he's going to get 23 points from the mid-range and maybe 1 or 2 free throws? That's too high. There's been 5 of the 28 shooting guards that Toronto has faced this season that have gone over 22 points. And those five are dudes that went over for a pretty good reason, I would say. One of them was Ant. He took 27 shot attempts against this team. Another was DeMar DeRozan. He took 12 free throws against this team and played 40 minutes against them. Another one was Buddy Hield, who had to shoot 7 for 12 from deep to get to 30 points and 31 points in that game, but 21 points from the 3-point line because he took 12 of them. Like I said, there's not that many shots for Jordan Poole to go around with Kuzma and the like out there. Jordan Clarkson also went for 30. Similar game to Poole, so I can understand how that would scare you, but he was 4 for 9 from 3 and had 22 shot attempts in that game. Jay Poole, I'm expecting about 17, 18 shot attempts in this game. I don't think that's enough for him because they're all going to be difficult shots. And then Malik Beasley went 7 for 10 from 3. So you get the point. You have to shoot a lot and you have to make a lot of threes or a lot of free throws. And I'm just not going to bank on him making 6 threes in this game, for instance, as the means to him going and getting 23 points. So yeah, I don't like this matchup for him. And I'm going to go ahead and hit under 22.5 for Jay Poole. I am going to go over for RJ Barrett on his 3-pointers, over 1.5 3-pointers made, plus 105. We're getting good money on that as well. I should have mentioned on the Jay Poole bet, it's minus 120. It's getting juiced down. So like it might be at 21.5 points on some books. Go ahead and hit that now though, because it is going in the right direction for an under for us. RJ Barrett, over 1.5 threes, plus 105. Love that juice. Really good juice. And I was looking at the threes for him because I know OKC is not good against catch and shoot threes. And RJ Barrett is a spot up shooter who's going to rely on Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle to drive into the paint and get him the ball. The way that OKC plays defense, they collapse on you immediately. As soon as you get into the paint, there's 2 dudes on you. Or as soon as you get really inside the 3-point line, if you're getting somewhat past your dude, you're getting clamped inside the foul line and in that area. And that's why they do give up more threes, does OKC, especially to small forwards and catch and shoot threes specifically. Not a ton of threes in general, but catch and shoot threes and spot up threes. That's where they're vulnerable because, like I said, everybody's going to collapse on them, leaving shooters in the corner and on the wings open for guys to get open shots against this OKC team. They are allowing the 4th most 3-pointers made to small forwards over their last 15 games and on the season, in the bottom 10 as well. Because, like I said, the catch and shoot is there, and that's what they give up to the tune of the 3rd most points per game from off spot up shooting, and they give up. I'm sorry, the most points per game, and the third most points per possession when somebody does take a 3 or a catch and shoot shot of any kind from spot up. That's where they're most vulnerable, like I said. So a quick list of the guys who have done this recently, just playing exactly like RJ, who, by the way, is in the top 7. He shoots the 7th most spot up shots and has the 7th most points from that spot on the that type of play as well for RJ Barrett, because like I said, he's not dribble driving, he's catching and shooting off of guys like Julius and Jalen Brunson. So many J's on this team for New York. The list of recent guys, like I said, who have done this versus OKC, where they've hit at least 2 threes. It's been 9 of the last 10 guys who I would consider RJ Barrett archetypes. You've got Michael Porter Jr. He actually shoots more and scores more in the spot up than does RJ. Derrick Jones Jr. on the Mavs. That's who I have as DJJ there because he's doing that at a huge rate. Really, really solid corner 3 shooter for Dallas right now. And obviously Luka is always looking in that spot for his guys. And then Justin Holiday did that. Robert Covington did that. Taurean Prince has done it twice now. So I really like RJ and that type of player to get his against this OKC team. And my boy Brolo, I'm so happy to be able to bring you this Brolo bet because I did shout out Mike once again. I did my own projections, which I'm trying to do all the time. A lot easier when there's no lines out because I have no choice. So I just go ahead and make my own projections. And look, Brolo's line at 5.5. It also helps to look at his recent lines, right? To know where the books have been setting him lately. It's been about 5.5 or 4.5. And that's why we get so much good juice at plus 114 on DraftKings for him to get 6 boards, because it has been at 4.5. And it was probably like in danger of juicing down all the way to 4.5 if people want to take the under here. They're begging us to take the over, and I'm going to jump in, man. Like I'm not scared because like I said, I wanted him at 5.5 no matter what. Giannis is questionable, and if he doesn't play, triple all of the things I just said as even better stats and more important and weighty than they are right now. Because if Giannis plays, this is still a good bet. If Giannis doesn't play, perfect bet. Over in his last four of his last 5 versus Brooklyn for a reason. I'll talk about that here right now. Average 14 rebound chances versus Brooklyn in his last 5. Why is that? Because of the same reason that we took under for power forward Aaron Gordon on the Nuggets in his rebounds and crush that prop is the same reason we take over for Brook and Brolo in this situation, right? There's one dude on the floor at a time for Brooklyn who can't really shoot and who you don't have to worry about standing outside because they have not Malik Beasley, Jesus, Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson, who are their small forward. Beasley might play some shooting guard, but Cam Thomas is in there with Spencer Dinwiddie. So that's really the backcourt. We'll put Bridges at small forward. We've got Cam Johnson at power forward, which means Cam Johnson's standing out in the three-point line. We know where he plays. He's not going down low. Giannis is probably on him. I'm not going to take Giannis under rebounds. He's still crashing the paint. The point is like Giannis isn't going to be guarding a dude who's a banger. He's guarding a guy who's probably going to be more versatile and playing down and shooting. Brolo, on the other hand, is guarding either Day'Ron Sharpe or more likely Nick Claxton when they play the same minutes. And Claxton's the only dude not shooting threes for this Brooklyn team. So that puts Brook Lopez down low with the opportunity to get a lot more rebounds per game than he might otherwise because he's guarding a non-versatile center. And for on his side of the ball, he is a little bit more involved in the pick and roll. He is a little bit less involved on the offensive boards, which is annoying. But you have to realize how bad Brooklyn is at limiting centers, and I do think Brook takes advantage of that stuff, right? Like he does go down low when needed if he sees that there's rebounds that are needed to be had. And this is the position that gets the rebounds against this Brooklyn team for all the reasons I just said. They play that space out D. Nick Claxton is either screening or playing in the dunker spot, meaning Brook Lopez is either going to have to play his drop defense, dropping him closer to the rim, or he's going to be playing down low, defending the Nick Claxton in the dunker spot. So I really like him to keep getting his. And that's also why Brooklyn is bottom 5 in limiting centers rebounds their last 15 games. That's when Nick Claxton came back from injury. He's been in there the whole time. The positioning of all of this gives rebound chances to centers. So over 5.5 for Brolo, plus 114. I was going to ladder it. You might want it at 8. That's fine too. If you ladder it up to like 6, to 8 on DraftKings, plus 200, I believe. Like I'm fine with that, but I love the juice that I'm getting for him to get 6. So I'm going to roll with that as my best bet number 3. That's all the time I have for you. Running through these bets really real quick. Jordan Poole under 22.5 points with a bloated inflated line there because of his recent play, not against the Toronto Raptors, I should mention. RJ Barrett over 1.5 threes. We're getting plus money on that as well. Love it. And then Brook Lopez over 5.5 rebounds. Love the plus money on all of that stuff. And that is all the time that I have for you today. I appreciate you all riding with me. Look, man, a tough day yesterday. Only lost 0.8 units, but we're just hovering around 500, and I'm tired of it. So I put 3 in here that I really like that I can at least rely on without random fucking DeAndre Ayton. Wasn't even on the freaking injury report, man. And then he's just gone from the game. And that was what that shit is predicated upon. So not going to worry about that. Woosah and have some zen today. Please subscribe to that page. Much appreciated. Please like the video as well. It's much appreciated. Also, watch till the end if you would. Even if you're done with me and you just want to scrub ahead, get the picks, be that guy, scrub back, let it play. What else are you doing? You're just sitting at work probably, right? No offense to your work like that you're ignoring, but I'm on a tangent here, man. Have a great day today, y'all. Best of luck. I'll see you later. I've got pro better Kareem K coming on with me. He's going to dish out some picks. He's up already about 20 grand on the season with his parlays and the way that he plays prize picks. So I'm going to get him on here as much as I can, including tomorrow. So until I see you next, happy betting.